What's up, guys? This is Optic Rambo, and today I'm here with a Black Ops 2 video. Today we're going to be talking about the new features, the big three. Mainly that consists of the create a class system, which is called Pick 10. There is the league play, and we're going to be finally talking about the Codcaster mode. So mainly, those are the three features I feel that we've never had before, and those are like three huge features for us competitive players that want Call of Duty to go to the next level in competition. So let's start off with Pick 10. Mainly while I'm talking about this, I'm going to be running a video that I took at gamescom. I'm sorry for the shakiness, but it was an iPhone, so it's not always stable. So mainly, as you can see, it's just a quick overview of all the weapons and perks and all the classes and stuff, attachments for weapons and all that stuff. So mainly what Pick 10 is it's exactly the creative class system hasn't changed that much, but the way you choose your perks and you have the decisions to make is way different. So you still have your perk tiers 1, 2, and 3. You still have your attachments, your secondary, your primary, and your tactical and frag grenades. That hasn't changed, but the thing that's changed is you decide which ones you want to pick. You're not forced to have a perk 2, a perk 3, a perk. You're not forced to have perks at all. You can pretty much just play with weapons, with full attachments. You can pretty much do you just buff up. Actually, just go straight perks and tactical stun example, and just run around with a knife if you wanted to. So the limitations in what you want to choose and the diversity in class that we can have is unlimited. Mainly to the point where I'm sure there's going to be some classes that are going to come back a lot often. I can already tell you that for slaying wise, it's going to be similar around the. You're going to have like different players that have preferably don't need secondaries, so they'll be using let's say more frags or more perks example. But in general, there's going to be always this little diversity in players that prefer having certain things. Like probably for me, the biggest part was I never played with a secondary when I played this game, for the simple reason that I rather buffed up my perks and tactical stuns rather than having a secondary that I barely use. Mainly, I put extended mags on my submachine gun, so I definitely didn't have to use a secondary at that point. But to be said, I think it's a huge. There's going to be so many different strategies in this game. There's a lot of the attachments have certain values and certain ways of maneuvering on a map. Example, the military scanner, which is sort of a red dot, but you can kind of like see through things when your opponents aren't moving. So it's things like that are going to be really interesting. I think for Pick 10, it's going to make so much diversity and pushes. I can tell you from right now, when I played that game, for every game mode I had a different class. Like even if I was trying to slay, I would have different perks for different game types, because it's just you want to have the primary whatever works best for what you're doing. So example, in Modern Warfare 3, the only diversity you're really going to have is like, let's say, scavenger for extreme conditioning and search, because you don't really need to move around that fast if you're using an ACR on S&D. That little speed boost doesn't really give you as much as possibly running out of bullets and spraying through walls and such with impact. So there's a bunch of diversity stuff like that. I feel like the game's going to be really interesting at the level of creating a class, because it's a lot. When you think about it, it's really a lot to actually determine certain things about the game even before you already started playing the game. It's going to be about playing mind games with your opponents, especially in Search and Destroy. I feel like there's going to be a bunch of different class setups, strategies that are going to be created by this. It's going to be crazy. Maybe not so much a respawn game types, because then again you have certain combinations that work better than others. It's kind of simple. But example, for Search and Destroy, you can really have let's say one player that's just buffed up full perks and actually doesn't have a really great gun, but he can just run in with the bomb and make something happen to where he can sneak in with all the perks he has, because he's faster, he's more viable for rushing plays. There's going to be all these different type of deals that I feel are going to be really cool about the game. So that's pretty much all I had to say about the Pick 10. Mainly to come back to summarize on it, it's really diversity. I feel like we're going to have so much more in this game. It's going to be awesome. Let's move on to League Play. League Play is probably my favorite feature for this game. I think we've been waiting for that for a long time now. A ranked playlist, a playlist where you can actually play public matches, but not have to the only thing you really have in a public match right now is prestige and leaderboards. Let's say leaderboards for kills and such. The way League Play works is mainly you hop in. If anyone's played StarCraft before, it's pretty much exactly like StarCraft. If you haven't played StarCraft, the basis of League Play is you hop in with a team of 4, or you can play with a team of 2 or alone and be matched up with different players. The way I'm pretty sure the way it's going to work though is the point where if you get ranked with let's say Optic Gaming plays and ranked, and we're going to be ranked with that set 4 players. If we play with any different players, we're going to have a different rank with those players. So it's pretty important to like try and play with the same players over and over again if you plan on taking league play seriously, like most pro teams will. Um, but like I said, it's really about it's all about winning. It's really all it is. League play is you don't get anything for. I mean, I don't know if they'll incorporate leaderboards for league play, like as far as kill and such like that. But the main thing is you have different type of leagues. So you have, let's say, I'm going to compare it to StarCraft. StarCraft has like 6 or 7 leagues, tier of leagues. So mainly you have the Bronze League, which is the lowest one, Silver, Gold, Platinum, Diamond, Masters, and Grandmasters. So you have like these different stages for different levels of players. So mainly you'll start the game and you'll start playing with your players, and you'll play like what they call placement matches most likely. And mainly this will rank you in the league that the game feels that you belong in. And if you win your way up that league, and then you'll eventually be ranked up to another league, and if you start losing too much, then you'll be ranked down. So it's all about pretty much it's all about sectioning, not really sectioning, but putting the people in their class of play, and mainly making them understand that if they want to achieve more, they need to work harder. So to like for something that in this community that really bothers me is the fact that pretty much everyone thinks they belong on top teams. I think this game is going to really put a lot into perspective to those players that aren't necessarily ready for top teams, and make them realize that you're not at the level of play you think you are, and you still have a lot of work to do before you can actually achieve that level of play. And league play is going to be a great way for the players that actually belong in those class of players to actually play against them more often. If there's anything that bothers a lot of people in this league, is that the pro teams seem to play pro teams. Well, I mean, you can't really blame pro teams for playing pro teams, because they want the best practice possible, just like you want to play them to get better. They want to play the teams that are going to make them better, which are the top teams. So with this league play, it's really going to give everyone a chance, I believe, to actually get to play anybody who's really good at the game if they're actually at the level that they believe they are. So, and even if you're making your way up, then you can just play people at your own level and actually practice and get that chemistry down with your team or whatever, and then make your way up to the next level with your team. So I think it's gonna be something really awesome. It actually gives you more to play for in public matches. Like I can tell you right now, I'm gonna be grinding Black Ops 2 like I've never grinded a Call of Duty game before. For the simple reason that I have a reason to play the game at its fullest. Example, I'm on for 3 right now. Like, unless I'm playing scrims with my team, I don't really feel like I'm doing anything productive. We're to the point where we're about 8-9 months into the game where we can't really learn as much, and the fact that there's not really anything to play for unless you're scrimming with your team, then it's kind of pointless. So for Black Ops 2, it's not going to be like that. They're going to have league play. You're going to have you can make videos with Codcaster, which I'm going to get to in a bit, but there's going to be a bunch of different stuff in that game that I feel like are going to give you to be able to bring your game to the next level. And league play is one of them. I really feel like everyone should really look into this and really look into getting a set 4 before actually when the game starts, and not have to switch, because this is one of the points that I'm going to make, and I can actually see this happening right now. It's to the point where if you're going to have a team when you start Black Ops 2 and you're going to get ranked high with them, don't switch. If you switch players, then you're going to have to work your way up again and do the same thing over and over again. And that's, I'm sure, I can guarantee that it's not going to be easy to be down that top league, because there's going to be a lot of good players out there that are going to play league play. Maybe even a lot of the good public matchers that nobody knows about are going to start playing league play and get into competitive play, which is one of the points that I feel league play is going to make really bring an entire new aspect to the competitive scene, bringing new people over and over again. I hope one of the hopes I have for Black Ops 2 with league play is the fact that they promote tournaments. Like, let's say UMG is having a tournament in December. They have that $10,000 tournament. I really hope Treyarch has some sort of schedule page or something like that, where a little news segment that says land in Chicago, competitive play, blah blah, for all you league play. Like, maybe it's something that you see when you, let's say, you load the screen in league play for 4v4. You just have it random, like something like that. Like, I really like. I hope we have that type of promotion for events, because it's good to know about competitive play and league play, but if you don't actually know about tournaments and such, like, you'll never actually know about it, and you'll never actually go to them. So I feel like Treyarch has really been nice to us and really been good in helping us get to the next level. There's a bunch of new features for actual in-game options in private match. I was actually tweeting with Vaughn about a week ago, and the amount of options that they put for us is ridiculous. Anything from flag return time options to like where right now in Black Ops it's instant return, but now it could be now you can make it up to 5 seconds if you want. Anything from that to health, the percentage of health you have is not it's not simply minuscule, or normal and double. Now you can actually put it to the exact what you want, where it's a percentage bar. So you can probably like switch it every 5% or so or whatnot. So if we feel that people die too much in the game or die too fast in the game, we can raise the health. And that's going to be things that I feel that are going to make the game so much more interesting and so much better. The value of the game is going to be so much better in the long term. Like Black Ops 2 right now, the only thing that I'm skeptical about Black Ops 2 right now are the maps. I'm not entirely sure how many they're going to put, and I'm not entirely sure if they're going to be competitive or not. But if we have, let's say, 6 or 7 or 8 competitive maps that are actually really good and playable, I could definitely see Black Ops 2 going on for 2 years for us, because all the features that we have, I don't see Infinity Ward doing this unless they feel that Treyarch has been doing a good thing with Black Ops 2 and they'll try and copy them. But Treyarch has really been, like I said, they've been really good to us, and that's not even a question. Like all props to Vaughn and their team, it's nuts. Like we couldn't ask for any better support. The last segment I want to talk about was Codcaster mode. I'll try and cut this short, but mainly what Codcaster is a really refined spectator mode. What it allows the person that is spectating to do is it gives you in-game stats, and it gives you who's on a kill streak. There's like the information that the game gives you, that the Codcaster mode gives you, actually like kind of like projects you who's going to get kills and whatnot. You can actually pop up the minimap and make it bigger. You can see where the action's going on and switch to the player who's about to make something happen. Let's say in Search and Destroy, you end up watching, let's say before the map starts, it's like, let's hop on board with Merc. He might be doing this or that. But now it's not even who will be doing what. Now you can just hop on and be like, oh, they're about to push this side. Let's hop on board with him. So he's about to make an interesting push happen. And those are things that Codcaster mode is going to make it so much more interesting for the viewer to watch, because you'll always be catching action if the person who controls it correctly, obviously. I think that casters are going to have to be way more aware, and for a person to get into caster, like I almost feel like we should have a person like an example in what they do in a PC world for StarCraft is the spectator view that you're seeing is an actual person who's good at spectating. They actually know what they're doing. It's not the casters cast what that person is following. So I think that might something be really interesting for Call of Duty, is to have that extra person who's actually only on the controls and just trying to follow the game, and giving casters having a good vision of what people want to see, and giving up the stats and giving up things like when people want to see them, and having this interesting view of the game where people can have fun watching it. I think that's something that Codcaster mode gives us a chance to do in the competitive world, and is going to make this game even more enjoyable to watch if it's used in the right hands. So that was pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my opinion on things. Obviously, I'll be coming out with a crap ton of videos when Black Ops 2 comes out. I'm sorry I've been kind of slacking with Modern Warfare 3. At this point, it's really hard for me to make videos because I just don't really feel like I can show you guys much, and I don't like doing videos just to do videos. I will continue my Road to EGL series. I'll be uploading some commentaries here and there on the maps that I feel I can show you guys a thing or two on. So obviously I've shown most of it already on my Thing Like Rambo series. So if you haven't watched those, I strongly suggest you can watch those if you still want to learn things about Modern Warfare 3 competitive play. So this was pretty much it. We're going to be scrimming in a bit, so if you guys want to watch, enjoy. Have a good night, guys.